Think it works? Yes, it does. Let's keep this on. See how this will go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LRS GT series. We're back here, round 6 this time at the Autopolis. We'll be going to the Autopolis in Japan. Will not be the first time that we'll be going to Japan. This will be a double header. Because in the future, we'll also be going to Japan again, but that time it will be for Suzuka as opposed to Autopolis. Decided to keep Autopolis in there because this is one of my all-time favorite circuits in the world. So currently look at the results with Intoxicated after Intoxicated in first with a total of 53 points. MTL after that absolutely incredible final turn situation, which I still need to look at, got second. He's currently in second, but he won the Nordschleife race, which is one of the 5 legend status or LRS King crowns. So he does have one of the LRS King crowns, but not the second one or the third one. Well, Daskita has one of them, but he does not have the other one, which is the Nordschleife GT race. JKR in third with 35 points. Violet Sky in fourth with 24. Blue in fifth with 23. Shimmy Fuego in sixth with 20. Shiny and Danny Alistair both tied, but in 7th and 8th with 19 points. Ricky in 9th with 15. Ellie in 10th with 13. With all the other drivers also have a bit amount of points, but still a chunk of drivers, a quarter of the grid, have 0 points under their name. So we'll be seeing how those guys will be doing. So we are about to go to the Nordschleife. Or the Nordschleife, no, we went to the Nordschleife. We're not going back there again. Not this season. We'll be doing that next season. But for now, we're about to be going to the Autopolis. A fantastic circuit that has seen... Well, we have done some test racing, some trials over there. Great place to watch. It'll be a really fun one to take a look at, as these drivers are all getting ready to do their runs. Here we go. Taking a look at Smoke here coming out of the pits first. I should also take off that map since we don't need that anymore. Autopolis is big, but not as large as the Nordschleife to the point where you don't know where who is where. I can definitely tell who is where in this race. Also looking at Violet Sky, the driver, who ended up with a pretty alright race. Verdace, however, the driver behind Violet, had a terrible Nordschleife race. DNF'd from the Nordschleife after a big wreck. Violet, however, did end up in the top 10, but not really on the podium or the top 5. But hey, top 10 is still a good thing. As Danny Alistair is also right behind Smoke Hero. These guys are now onto the lower half of the hairpin and now going into the next turns. Autopolis is a really fun racetrack, mostly driven by the Super GT drivers, but also a very known classic venue, I would say, in sports cars. So, you know, look at Metro, the driver who did finish at Nordschleife and then not DNF, but he did not have a good run, I would say, at the Nordschleife. And the whole reason I had a map out at Nordschleife is because I'm using an app where I could see pretty much the leaderboard of this race. This artichoke is about to start his lap. I could pretty much see the entire race on my phone. Not like screen-wise, but status-wise. I could watch it on my phone, like the leaderboard itself. You know, who's where, who has the laps, who's going to start the laps, who's on which lap, how far are they from another, how far are they overall. Stuff like that. I have that all on there, but I forgot to turn that on when starting the races. Well, look at that. Intoxicated also about to start his lap. The driver who was supposed to be first, but got absolutely speared by Ricky at the final turn and had to deal with getting himself a podium. He was actually extremely close to getting himself that second LRS crown out of the 5, but he just missed out on it. Taking a look at Blue, the driver who also had a very terrible Nordschleife race. I think second lap in out of the 5, he beached his car in the grass or in the sand and also DNF'd from the entire race. Very unfortunate ending to Blue, especially since he was actually within the margin of a top 10. He could have possibly gotten himself a top 5, maybe even a podium if he hadn't crashed. But unfortunately, his cards were not good. His deck was not good at all. I just had to deal with it. And same story with Slognot, although she did cross the finish line. Just had a terrible, terrible race. And also a very unfortunate season. The current top 2, or top 3, excuse me, is Blue Demon, Renachi, and Violet Sky. The 2 Filipinos at the top, but that could all change within a lap. Of course, we still have drivers like Intoxicated about to finish his lap, Jake Carl's about to finish his lap, and Ricky too. Slognot coming up to the last turn here. Now onto the... Oh no, wait, I thought that was the wrong turn. No, this is the last turn over there. And then we have the other left-hander, and then bam, you're at the start-finish line. Intoxicated putting himself as second. Blue holding off the championship leader. JKR in second, with Intoxicated in third, Renachi in fourth, and Jimmy Fuego in fifth, making it your top 5 here at Autopolis for the qualifying session. Blue current at pole position with a 146.767, incredibly fast. And the only driver with a 146 out of every other driver, as Xasia came across the line with a 154.967, not really within a good margin of speed. As Metro got the worst run of them all the way in 20th with a 157. He had himself a 157, 10 seconds slower than the pole sitter. Ellie in third, Renachi in sixth, Intoxicated in fifth, and MTL, the driver who won the Nordschleife race previously, in second. The McLarens are incredible, and Ellie knows how to drive the Lamborghini extremely well, and so does Shiny. Smoke Hero also getting ready to do, or getting a better run, and so is Arc right here. Luckily, no traffic, but it does not mean that he can slack off on the road, because there's no other cars behind him. He really has to step it up real quick and get himself a proper run, as the others are also coming over here. Of course, it'll be great if the Nissans do win here at Autopolis, since that will be a nice thing for the vehicles here. Of course, it's an incredible thing to hear. Nissan has won at their home country. It's a great thing to hear. It's like if a Ford wins in the U.S. against many other manufacturers. MTL across the line, still second. Danny Allister also about to cross the line in a minute. Well, right now, actually. Gets himself into 9th, pushes Blake into 10th. Violet Sky in 7th, Jimmy Fuego in Violet Sky in 8th, Jimmy Fuego in 7th. And Ricky out of the top 10, with Blake just getting into the top 10. Blue coming into the pits, switching tires, adding fuel. Metro over 10 seconds. Not a good qualifying run right there. Ricky also trying to get ahead of the number 21. I assume after such a devastating Nordschleife race that Metro just does not... It's not in a good mood this race. We're taking a look at Kanzi right here. He also had himself a terrible moment here and there. Beached his car on multiple occasions. While he didn't already beach it, he more so crashed the Ferrari and had to be sent back to the pits completely under a lap down. Very unfortunate for the number 7. Looking at Audi right now. In the number 11, BMW Z4 with a dragon livery. A beautiful dragon livery that I actually adore a lot. It's a pretty nice car. Hold, it's getting a bit too crowded here. The traffic is really getting in Ellie's way. And also a bit for Jake Garden, especially for Metro, who just has a run not good enough for the entirety of Autopolis. Taking a look at Arg, he did get himself a few points, I would say. Can't remember exactly, but yes, he did get himself a few points in the championship. MT, of course, in second for this race, meaning that he could possibly take away that lead in either this race or, well, not this race, but I was saying next race, he could definitely take the lead away from Intoxicated. Taking a look at Renacci right here. Currently in 6th, great qualifying session for the Filipino. We have less than 3.5 minutes remaining here at Autopolis. Let's see what the 44 could bring out. Across the line, Blue, will he improve on his run? No, he won't. But I don't think he has to. He already has pole position. Shiny in 12th. The driver who was actually in the top 3, I think. Yes, Shiny was, I think, in the top 3. Top 3 or top 5 at the Nordschleife. So Shiny had a really, really great run over there. Shiny in 12th, trying to get a really fast run here at Autopolis, but just cannot seem to do it. One and a half minutes remaining here. And I can definitely tell you, I gotta show you that this race is a bit shorter than Nordschleife. I can 100% guarantee that this one will be a bit shorter than the Nordschleife, which was an hour long, while the stream itself was, I think, almost 1.5 hours. But that was some of the estimated time for this race. Mind you, it would have officially been 10 laps, but I could not even endure 5 more laps. I'm a bit of a weakling. Less than half a minute remaining here at Autopolis. Violet Sky also about to cross the line in the same sort with Blake. Easy oil. Let's see where they'll put the vehicles. No improvement from either of them. Blake in 12th and Intoxicated in 5th. Ellie cutting her run off, knowing that she is safe for this race. Let's see where Intoxicated will put his vehicle at. Smoker about to cross the line here. All the other vehicles. Rain across the line. No improvement. Big one. Neither for Smokero. Arena in 6th place. That doesn't get it. Going into the pits. He knows that he could. I feel like he could do some good stuff starting from 5th. Here we go. Make it a blue MTL, LE, JKR, and Intoxicated. Your top 5 here at Autopolis. As we are about to go racing here, 10 laps at Autopolis. Demi immediately giving Anastasia a boost right there. Christ. Taking a look at Artie. Oh, lots of banging, be banging and roughing them up. Definitely between Blake and Kanzi right there. Kanzi was definitely be banging and roughing up Blake. Now Demi trying to get ahead of Arc. Metro also being a bit under pressure from Slaughternaut. Danny getting on the inside, gets ahead of Anastasia. And now he's trying to get ahead of Blake. But Blake is a good defensive driver. Let's see how the 17 or the 71 will be getting ahead of the 39 as he immediately tries to hut down. He tries to spear his vehicle down into that apex onto the straight. And I think he is ahead of Blake getting into the next turn. But Blake also has the inside here. Oh, Danny still side to side right there with Blake. Great battling between the two as Art gets ahead of Smoke Hero. And is now into 16th place. Both of the BMWs are together over there. Get it, leading the pack going into round 2. Can run a bit smoother, hopefully. Yeah, it does run a tad bit smoother now. Ricky trying to overtake Jimmy Fuego, trying to make sure it does not end up behind Kanzi. But Jimmy's teammate is getting closer and closer behind, or closer and closer towards the number 5. Oh, Anastasia going a bit wide. Arc immediately taking that spot away from Anastasia. Now he's going to try to hunt down the Canadian. Shaker about to get into lap 3, close to Ellie. As MTL's leading the race. And we might get the classic battle of MTL versus Intoxicated. Looking at Demi right now in 17th. And MT about to cross the line into lap 4. Already about to go into turn 1 while Blue is just crossed the line. MTL is running away with it. Oh my god, MTL is so far ahead at the back. He's already over 8 seconds ahead. Jesus Christ, 10 seconds. He's over 10 seconds ahead. Christ almighty, he's really fast. He also has the fastest time with a 1:47. 6:64. JKR close to Ellie. Also the driver third in the championship. Also taking a look at Danny Allister coming close to Kanzi, heading into lap 5 himself. Tries to go for an overtake here on the inside. But does he have him? That's the bigger question. Had to back out there a bit, but is still side to side with the 7. Taking a look at Blue in third position. Jacob not that far away from him either. But he's really close and Tassi gonna take that second spot away from him. But after that, yeah, good luck trying to take away that first spot from MTL because that man is already about to come over to the start-finish line. And he's about to start his 6th lap in the second around now. Just to put in perspective of how fast that fucker is. He's really quick. Looking at Ricky right now in 9th, he might go from 9th to 10th depending on how Jimmy Fuego will try to overtake the 7 or the 5, excuse me. Did it on the outside and now is ahead. What a move! overtook him on the outside like an absolute monster of a driver. Now Ricky's gonna try to swerve in on the inside. Tries to get ahead of Jimmy Fuego. But oh my god, that was a beautiful attempt right there from the 32, who are still side to side along with the 5. And now Jimmy Fuego is behind Ricky's car. So glad that was caught on camera. That was a beautiful, beautiful move right there. Ellie in the 93 did not have a fantastic Nordschleife race. In fact, DNF'd from it, if I remember. Ellie DNF'd after a huge crash at one of the turns, which really makes your car borderline fly. It's the same place where Ricky and JKR have also lost it all. So taking a look at Shiny, about to go into lap 7. Now Kanzi, along with his teammate, ahead of him. Both at 10th and 11th. Daniel's about to swoop in, take that 11th spot from Kanzi. Makes Kanzi go into 12th. But possibly Kanzi could do the same thing that he did, that his teammate did. Yes, he does, on the outside. And immediately takes that spot away from Danny Allister. Did the exact same thing that his teammate did. But this time Kanzi is ahead of Denny. Shiny in 6th, along with Ellie in 5th, both the Lamborghinis behind the McLaren. MTL already into lap 8. He is going through Autopolis like an absolute speed demon. Already out of the second turn, like he's already going into the turn 4. He's already at the he's nearly at the hairpin, the high hairpin. Jesus Christ, that man is fast. Take a look at Demi right here. Driver who I think was, no, he wasn't in the top 10. He was out of the top 10 at Nordschleife, but did fuck up at one turn. Recovered it multiple times. He fucked up and recovered. And it's beautiful to see a driver do that, as Jim Fuego is now going to hunt down. He went from one Filipino to the other Filipino. He was about to hunt down Renachi now after hunting down and overtaking Violet Sky. He's gonna do everything in his skill to make sure he gets ahead of Violet and ahead of Violet and Renachi. Right here on the inside, he tries to sneak in his Mercedes. Did not really work. Tries to push it onto the outside. Also did not work. Looking back at Ellie, still behind in blue, as MTL is about to cross the line into into lap 9 right now. Ellie getting pressure from Shiny, but also trying to apply pressure to Blue. But has to be careful with the way Blue drives, because any slight mistake from Blue could cost Ellie her spot on the list, and Shiny could snatch that away. Violet Sky just got overtaken by Danny Alistair, lost on multiple spots here at Autopolis. Not a great run for the Filipino with a 94 Porsche 911 GT3 S with the Capcom Street Fighter Chun-Li livery. Ellie's still trying to get ahead as we are about to wave white flag. One more lap to go. MTL already about to head into turn 1 while Intoxicated just came to the straight of the first start finish line to start his 10th lap. Meanwhile, MTL's already about to get into the next turns. Looking back at Danny Alistair, he's really trying to put everything he can on here. Demi and Artie still trying to duke it out. Demi's still trying to get ahead of Artie, but just cannot find a way to do so. As both of them are also about to go into the final lap here. MTL still with the fastest run here at Autopolis. Violet trying to overtake Kanzi right here. Can she do it? That is Kanzi in the rear view mirror. And now up next is Danny Alistair. But she did a great overtaking maneuver right there. As MTL is about to go into the last turn, the sun is setting here in Japan. But the party has just started right here for the number 12. Driving the McLaren 650 as GT3 of MTL, who will win Autopolis and goes back to back in the LRS GT. And Intoxicated, after a good fight, brings it home in third or in second, and JKR will bring it home in third next, making that your podium right here at Autopolis. Blue also about to come here and cross the line in fourth. Ellie in fifth, Shiny in sixth, and Jimmy Fuego, after a very good fight between multiple drivers, gets himself that 7th spot. A very, very deserved spot after this sheer amount of battling that they've done. As yes, the sun is setting, the lights are turning on, but we already have our top 10 and the race will be finished. As Renacci is a 9th, Danny Alistair is 10th, and Ricky is 8th, making that your top 10 here at Autopolis. Sammy's also about to cross the line. Smoke your same story. and also Slaughtermelt and Metro. Last but not least, Slaughtermelt but across the line, making that your race here at Autopolis. Currently, the standings being intoxicated in first with 62 points. MTL in second with 51. J-Card in third with 43. Blue in fourth with 32. And Shiny taking away Violet's spot with 24 points. But ahead of Violet as all of them are tied, along with Jimmy Fuego also tied with 24. But Shelly in 7th. Danny Alistair in 8th with 20 points. Ellie in 9th with 19. Ricky in 10th with 18. Those were your top 10 here. Still, the 5 remaining drivers have a total of 0 points under their name. But anyone above 15 or above 16, the top 15 all have a minimum points of 2. About to go next to Interlagos at Brazil. A great race, a great venue. So we'll see you guys over there. Until then.